Freedom is coming. Every captive. We're not slowing down. If your legs get tired, tell the devil he's a liar.
Yeah.
Let's go. We ride in Jesus' name. Break chains of sin and shame. Declare Jesus to the ends of the earth.
Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day 75 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour, RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery, a bicycle trip up the Atlantic coast of America to raise awareness that there are addiction recovery options available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, Celebrate Recoveries, and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world, that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. So I'm here at Long Lake at the cottages, and I am headed down to Long Lake from the top of this hill this morning to go find some breakfast in town, and then I'm going to get on the road. I'm going to try to go 40 miles today. That will either put me right near Saranac Lake or Saranac Inn. There's a campground called Green Pond. I reached out to Michael last night and his phone went straight to voicemail, said the caller is unavailable. So I don't know if I'll get a call back from him or not. If I don't get a call back from him, I'm just going to go to a campground for the night, or find somewhere to camp. If I do get a call back from him, that'll, make the determination of which way I go. So yeah, I don't really know what the day has ahead, but I'm excited to get into it and I'm hungry. So let's go. Alright, so I still hadn't had breakfast yet. When I rolled into town, I went to the gas station and was asking about where good breakfast was, and they told me a place. And so as I passed by, I went by a place called Hoss's, and I stopped there and ended up buying some souvenirs for the family. So I came up to the post office, and they don't open until 12:45, so it was like 12 o'clock. So I filled out the postcards, got everything ready, and now I'm just waiting on them to open so I can send that stuff off. I don't know how that's going to affect my miles for the day, because now instead of eating breakfast, I'll be eating lunch. But like I said, God's always got it under control. He knows what he's doing. I just do one thing at a time and see what happens next. And you guys will know that before I do, right about now. All right, so you talk about a good place to stop and eat. The park here, super friendly, nice folks, good food. Met so many people while I was here. Some highlights of that, Brett has a Surly bike, and we were talking about, Surleys and stuff. He went and took a photo and posted on his Instagram. And then Laurie and Liz, we talked for quite a while. And then they brought me stickers for the bike, so I've got Long Lake stickers and the park stickers, stuff all over the bike, so that's so cool. Thank y'all so much. Now it is 2 o'clock. I'm glad I don't ever have a plan, because it would be terrible. I feel so stressed. But it's 2, so I'm gonna go as far as I can, and it's gonna start raining soon. And you'll see more of that right about now. All right, so this is a beautiful little section. There's heavy traffic, but it's still just gorgeous. But all these trees, like every single one of these, I guess they're Douglas firs. I'm not really quite sure. I don't know the species exactly. But you know, like when it's Christmas time and somebody overdoes their house with like the pine scent, like you go in the bathroom and there's pine scent, the tree's got pine scent hanging in it as if the tree, natural tree, isn't enough. There's pine scent like in their little wax, you know, melty things. There's pine. You know that person, right? I know you know that person. Like, it's overwhelming. You're like, is there anywhere in your house I can get away from the pine scent? That's what's happening right now. It's like, it's crazy. Like, I guess it's just springtime. I don't know, but it's so aromatic. It's beautiful, but it's overwhelming. Anyway, I gotta keep riding. It's still a little cold, but I promise there will be swimming in the Adirondacks. Now, I might not be a very smart man, but you know, I saw that big chair out in front of the pizza place, laundromat, car wash yesterday. And I saw another one back here at the park. And when I just said Adirondack right back there, when I talked about swimming, it hit me. Those are Adirondack chairs. I'm at the place where they make the Adirondack chairs, like where, you know, that became a thing. I tell you what, I can really have some of the most absolutely simple-minded things that rock my world. It kind of reminds me of this right here.
What's the matter with these cans? He hates these cans! Stay away from the cans! There's cans in there too!
Yeah, that's me. Anyway, love you guys. See you later. All right, I just climbed a pretty big hill and had one of those God moments that he just does over and over again. So I stopped here, like I came up a really big hill and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a break, drink a sip of Coca-Cola, get some kind of, you know, sugar calories going back in. And right as I turned around, which I wouldn't have been looking this way, was this mountain. And so then I turned back around to the bike, and pulling over next to me was Ryan and his wife again from yesterday at the restaurant. Like, they were like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I just got to take a break for a minute. You know, I got to film and all this stuff. I said, I'm glad I did first, because I looked back and saw that. And then, you know, second, because you guys, perfect timing. So good, so cool. I mean, just God's so good. Anyway, yep, gonna keep on riding. You'll see more of that right about now. All right. Looks like I got some downhill here with a nice wide lane that's fairly decent. Let's see what we can get right here. I still got a north wind I'm fighting though. Decent. So this is a cool moment. I wish I would have had the GoPro on. So a lady was driving by and she pulled off, you know, a good ways up in front of me and parked, and she opened her door and she's like, I have got to know what you're doing. And so I got to chat with her, kind of share a little bit about what I was doing. And she has recently lost a stepbrother to addiction. So I'll be riding for him in the next couple of days. But yeah, it was one of those cool moments. So again, I don't know why everything always ends up working the way that it does, but it is so much better to not have some kind of like hard line plan and allow God to work the way that he's working. It's just so cool. It never stops amazing me. Anyway, it's starting to sprinkle now, and so I don't know what that means, but you'll know what it means right about now. Well, this is a spot right here. This is Tupper Lake, where the REACCT River flows through. 360 degrees around lake and mountains. It's absolutely gorgeous. All right, so I stopped here for ice cream at Skyline Ice Cream, and it's pretty good. I was talking on the phone with Thad Sales. Anyway, I am headed up the road here. It looks like there's a place, Fish Creek Campground, maybe, not quite sure. And I talked to the lady on the phone. I was like, hey, how late are y'all open? I got rain. I may, be in and out of trying to get there. She's like, I'll be here till midnight. And I was like, that's a crazy schedule for a New York State park. She was like, you're telling me. So anyway, it looks like I don't have like an official time I have to be there by, but I am going to go ahead and try to make it there, by sunset, all those kind of things. That put me at like 36 miles per day, somewhere in there, which is perfect. It also gives me the option of turning and going directly through Lake Saranac and Lake Placid, or turning north and going around the rest of the Adirondack Loop. Still hadn't ever heard back from Michael, so this is what I'm going to do. You'll see more of that right about now. Tell you what, these forests are absolutely crazy cool. Like, you can't really see it on the video, but anywhere where you see the dark spots, it's like disappearing into darkness. It's gorgeous. Anyway, about 8 miles left to go. Let's get after it. Wow. Like, what is that all about? Let me zoom in and show you what these mountains look right here. Wow. What in the world? Like, this and this is the one. Yeah, this is one of the spots right here. Let me zoom in on those ducks for you. They're super pretty. Like, they've got these little heads bobbing down into the water, and I guess they're eating something. Anyway, and then, you got the mountains right here. So let me zoom in on those for you. So I'm guessing that these are the High Peaks Wilderness that is over, you know, on that side, kind of Lake Placid, Saranac Lake. That's the way I'm going to go around to tomorrow. But yeah, this is definitely a spot right here. Like that's all the things. I mean, the daisies. This is like this would be where I'd have family portraits done. Like, this is the one. I love this spot. Anyway, can't stay here too long. I got to keep on moving down the road. I don't have much farther to go to the campground now, but I had to stop here for a minute and just soak this in, on screen and off. Anyway, let's go. All right, so I made it here to Fish Creek Campground, and every site is on the water. Like, the campground's way over there on the other side of the lake too. Like, it's crazy. Went ahead and got the bike locked up here to this pine tree where I can see it, and that's it for the day. Like, it's been 35 miles of pretty rough. Definitely some much bigger hills. Definitely been fun. Definitely been totally worth the ride. When I got here, you know, the other morning, I didn't mention it in the video because it just ended up being like I was moving real fast and didn't have time to do it. But the other morning, when I was at the other New York State Park, they said, you know, they tried to run my card and they said, it's not working. And I said, okay. They said, it's on our end. So I said, okay. So the lady ended up giving me the site for free at the Louis Lake campground. So when I rolled into here, Erin was there, and she was like, you know, where are you riding from? Where are you riding to? I said, Key West, Maine, Canada border. She's like, oh my gosh. So when I went to pay with the card, she's like, oh, our card, you know, system is down. She's like, I'm not going to ask you, you know, to do anything else. Just, you're good. She said, you're riding for addiction recovery awareness. Thank you. So she put it on her, and that's so cool. Like, it never stops amazing me how God's just weaving it all together and making it work. But the water feels absolutely great. I'm standing in it now. May go swimming in the morning, may not. It's still really cold. Like, earlier I could see my breath when the humidity and the rain got up. The rain stopped just long enough for me to set the tent up, so that was nice. And it looks like I'm gonna have kind of a nice sunset over here. Sunrise, something. I can't tell through the clouds where everything is, but I'm just glad that today's worked the way that it has. God has been all over everything. I still made 40 miles. I left at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So now I'm going to start cutting and editing this video. I may have enough service to get this video out tonight. We'll see. If you see it, you know. Anyway, if you know anybody who's passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me through the Popple link in the description, and I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anybody who's actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction. I know you don't either. Let's use Redeeming Eden as a tool that we might save a life. This is the REACCT Tour, R-E-A-C-C-T, Redeeming Eden Atlantic Coast Cycle Tour, and I need you to react. I need you to like the videos. Comment on the videos on YouTube. Share the videos on your social media profile. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. All those things will go a long way in helping to build Redeeming Eden, the Garden Rehab. Last but not least, don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a link to them in the description. You can go there, you can find out more about Redeeming Eden and about the Cody Jordan Forever Funeral Fund, or you can go back and watch the day one video from this series, the REACCT tour. Do know that any funds left over from the Redeeming Eden cycle tours will go to building Redeeming Eden, the Garden Rehab. So from here in the lake, Fish Creek Lake, I think that's the name of the lake, at Fish Creek Campground in the Adirondack Park in the state of New York, I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.